Here we have my version of the glider. I call it the connector, and it's to connect sections and connect a long ride on a glider style board. I've done something purposely according to the first gliders that kind of came out of San Diego, which had very straight templates in the middle and then kind of a nose and tail area separate from that other part as far as how the curve went. So I've had really good responses from this board too. I had a friend who had a board from San Diego and he wasn't crazy about it, so I said, let me make you a connector. And so he said, let's do a 10-10. I had a beautiful gold tint on it, da-da-da-da. So he wrote it, and he was just floored. He was so happy. So he told his wife, he says, if there's ever a fire, do not leave the house without my connector. So he's that stoked on the board. So this is a 10-6, and it has nothing fancy on it, but I've always kind of prided myself in having everything flow on a surfboard, all the curves, the rocker, the way the curves go throughout the template, the rails, all those things. That makes a good surfboard when they all fit together in harmony, almost like a composed piece of music. So this one has a V in the tail, like most of my boards. It's not a log, but it's got a V here. You can see the V running through there. It's got a little bit of that tri-plane thing on the side so the board never gets sticky. And then it gets to some V up here, slides into waves really easy. Like I said, the response I've gotten from these boards have been really great. And it's got just a tiny bit of a hard edge in the tail, just tucked under about 1/2 inch. So you can feel the edge there. So if a wave, this is really for ankle high to maybe waist high waves. You could ride bigger waves on it because that little bit of hardness. So it's not a log, it's not a 60s style board, but it has that kind of patented cockpit I talk about, where right here you're standing about here. It's got that nice rocker that comes up from about 3 feet back and just goes through. This area again is flatter than most other boards I see on the market. So it's from the other side, it's kind of pressed up, so it has glideability, really catches waves easy. But I have a 10-6 myself, and the first place I ever put it in the water was out where I live in Arizona, and it paddled so well I was blown away. And then the other day when I was driving down my last trip, I got to ride it in super small Rincon, maybe 18 inches at the most. But I had fun on it, so I can't wait to get my own personal board in the water soon.